and love. A little bondage going on here on the other side of everything else. Oh yeah, Uncle Ted bringing it to you right there. Oh, but there's a reason I was bringing you Uncle Ted, Terrible Ted, the Motor City Madman. He was introducing Brian Howe. Oh, he passed away 2019, sadly. Luckily, I did get to see him before he passed on the Monsters of Rock cruise, and I'm so grateful I did. His voice was still amazing. You got a taste of his voice there. You probably know him better. He was the second singer in Bad Company throughout the 80s singer of Bad Company. Who don't get enough credit, really. Bad Company, I mean, it's Paul Rodgers, the original singer. You know, and he is arguably one of the very, very best. But so if you're going to replace Paul Rodgers, and you better be damn good. And Brian Howe is, and he just does not get enough credit. And he don't sound exactly like Paul Rodgers. He had his own style, his own voice, which is I always liked. And I mean, the music from Bad Company in the 80s, that's what I'm going to highlight right now because they just need to get more credit. And now that he's passed away, and you go on to, you think back, I mean, you think Paul Rodgers, which you should. I mean, that's the original Bad Company, and that is just incredible music. How they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I don't know. That is beyond me there. That's just crazy. But in case you forgot just how good Bad Company was in the 80s with Brian Howe, let me see if I can remind you just how fearless they was. I always loved to listen to this song before we was heading now back in the day, because we always had the girls up on the bar dancing. Can't forget this one. I know it feels right. It feels Oh, well, how about that? How about that? Bad Company in the 80s. Brian Howe, God rest your soul, and thank you for the good music. Thank you for bringing some good vocals and keeping Bad Company alive in the 80s. I did get to see them back in the, I think, late 80s, early 90s. I know I saw them twice, I believe. I think I seen them with Damn Yankees once, if I'm not mistaken, and I seen them with Leonard Skinner once. And they were great. They're no doubt about it. How about that? And but I did get, like I said, I got to see Brian Howe on Monsters of Rock 2019, and still getting all my videos together, seeing what I have and what I can put together. But this is pretty much the same video that I got, but I stole it from somebody else. Here he was on the Monsters of Rock cruise. I'll make you see. The way that I need you. Still sounded so good. Still sounded good up to the end there. Like I said, God rest his soul. I'd say that I just lost another friend. Just buried my friend's dad, Ed Hensley. He was actually one of my dad's best friends. Just buried him. And that family's like family to me. And then I just got news today. My Rejected Reality partner, if you remember that show. Friend of ours, Trish, she passed away, not very old, just in her 50s. And just so sad to hear about a friend dying and passing on. And yeah, I mean, we knew it was coming sooner or later, but just sad. So just been losing a lot of the people. And I know the Iron Sheik, not to get off, the close personal stuff, but the Iron Sheik just passed away. It's from wrestling. Two Hulk Hogan beat, start the Hulkamania off, And, I think Pat Robertson or one of the religious figures, I think he just passed away too. So a lot of them, there's so many, almost every day, we just seem like we get a bunch, or every week. But quick mention of that. But let's move on. Let's get into a little bit of news. I've just noticed we've all had our Amazon packages, and then we could get them quick, and then we could get Prime, and we get 2-day delivery, and then now they got like the 1-day delivery, if you got certain cities, and now they got the drone delivery, and that's what I want to get into is the drones. Drones are getting big. I know my brother, he just got certified in the drone business, where you can go take pictures and stuff with his drone cell, because they're starting to regulate it all, and they need to, because there's a lot of them going to be in the air. And is there anything they can't deliver? Let's to let you know what I'm talking about, let's just jump into the news story here with Amazon.
Decades since Amazon launched its Prime delivery service. In fact, it was 2007 when the company first introduced us to unlimited next-day shipping on what was at the time almost 1 million products. But in 13 years, we've seen little change. That is, until recently. Many areas now offer same-day delivery. But behind closed doors, Amazon had been working on an ambitious plan to realize almost instant delivery. The goal? Just 30 minutes, from the click of the Order Now button to the tangible products in our hands. Every delivery company can agree that the final mile or so of a product's journey is the most expensive. As it leaves a shipping container and steps away from the lorry's vessel, it enters the smallest vehicle yet, vans and sometimes cars. Rather than carrying millions of products, a driver can now only carry a few dozen. Employing thousands of drivers comes at incredible cost to shipping companies. Amazon has been toying with the idea of cutting out these final employees with autonomous machines such as the 6-wheeled Scout robot. Its latest venture, however, has taken to the air. Testing has been taking place for Amazon's fleet of drones since 2013. But it wasn't until 2020 that the company received approval from the Federal Aviation Administration to operate a fleet of delivery drones.
Oh, and they're not the only ones. Walmart's doing it too.
The future of drone delivery has arrived. Walmart has launched its drone delivery service at 6 locations across Tampa Bay. The service is live now and can be used on thousands of different products. And I know everybody's curious, how does this actually work?
I mean, it's crazy that within 30 minutes you can have your package delivered to you via drone. Drones are amazing. I remember, go back to Sean, my Rejected Reality partner. He was in the drones before it was regulated. He was just set up a computer set up. He put a camera on there, and he was doing it back then. And like I said, my brother's doing that, and so just so far we can go. And technology, you just can't keep up with it. But then, of course, here at the other side of everything else, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think about drone delivery. Just how far can they go? What's their breaking point? What can you not deliver by drone? And we ran across this where they was doing a little experiment, and they was checking to see what if I wanted to order me an elephant? Drop it down. Don't worry, they got people on it. They're prepared. Your elephant will be delivered on time. And what if you want a little Vietnamese boy? Don't worry. He's on his way. You can get a Vietnamese boy. And it's not racist because it's delivered by a black man. So that's where we are on the drone. So it is coming. If you need an elephant, a little Vietnamese boy, whatever, it can happen. It can happen. Sporting the Kiss creatures of the night. Of course, Ace Frehley's on there, but he didn't play on the album at all. but that's okay. It was all marketing back then. Got Eric Carter looking up at me, but one of my favorite drummers. But anyway, back to the elephant, because I mean, what if you need an elephant next day or within 30 minutes? I mean, what are you going to do? Because back in the day, this is how elephants got delivered.
For goodness sakes, is this Raven?
So we've come a long way. We have come a long way. I believe that was 1980 or so back then, and it really hadn't progressed any until now. So we're moving along. We are moving right along, and moving right along. We're going to jump into going to throw a little blues into the episode here. Chris Durante. I'd always heard the name, and I knew a little bit, but then there's one time, a few years back when I think I was running sound for Second Day Romans, or maybe I was DJing. But I was talking to Greg Gaddis, a buddy of mine. He used to play in a popular band in the area called Stomp Box, and I'm not sure what he's doing much now, but he told me one time that he'd take a vacation a couple of times a year or whatever. He'd take a week or two, and he'd go out to Texas, wherever, and he would be Chris Durante's guitar tech. So I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, Greg's a very accomplished guitarist in his own right. I mean, he's a rhythm guitarist for Frankly Scarlett, I believe it was, and then he progressed and learned and became such an amazing lead guitarist on his own. But this isn't about you, Greg. Want to jump in and give a little highlight to Chris Durante, some blues, big-legged woman. Yeah, he's got a new album out too. That's another reason I'm highlighting Chris Durante. Yeah, you hear a little Stevie Ray Vaughan in that band right there. But you, Chris. Man, a bad boy. Oh, yeah, Chris Durante. A little highlight on him. If you're in the mood for some blues, check some Chris Durante out. He's been around since like 94, I believe it was. At least that's when his debut album came out, I believe. It was around 94. And like I said, I found it fascinating that I got a friend that became his guitar tech. Uses vacation time, go down there and be a guitar tech. And look, I don't know about the way Eric Carter's looking at me there. He's like, but come on, you know I wouldn't lie to you, Eric. Chris Durante, go check him out. Check out Brian Howe from Bad Company. Check out that whole delivery service, and let's jump into some more news right here. We're going to go in. Joe Biden. I don't know. He does a lot of lying Biden, but he's talked about the health care, and that affects me. I got a lot of stuff wrong with me. Just like right now, my legs are just killing me just sitting here. I'm dying to stand up. I'm going to finish the podcast before I do, because that's how I do it. And here we go with Biden. He's talking about the good he's done for the healthcare system here.
We expanded health insurance for millions under the Affordable Care Act by making it easier to sign up and by making it cheaper to get better health care and affordable care, saving families $800 a year.
Whoa, making it easier and cheaper. I don't always see that, but I got pretty good insurance with my wife and stuff. And but I hear a lot of other people complaining though about it. But maybe it's not everybody. Maybe it's just maybe we're just not doing something right. But let's here at the other side of everything else. We went and we went on the street and we kind of looked into it to see well, you know, what kind of health care are you getting for the cheaper, you know, more affordable act? What kind of health care are you receiving?
Howdy. Buongiorno. You a doctor? Not yet, but I'm working on it. I got my green card. My license is pending. Salute. Alla bella donna.
You're Italian, huh?
Ma sure. My name is Dottore Federico Carlucci, but you can call me Doc. Stay.
Oh, well, there's one doc. Not too bad, not too shabby, I guess. I guess that's he's taking care of somebody and eating lunch at the same time. He's dedicated. So let's see. We got another one here. Let's see what we got here.
JJ, wait! I got the doc! Terrific. No, wait! No! He's in the ambulance! This way! Oh, God! Before I open this, don't get your hopes up too high. I was pressed for time. No problem. Holy shit.
I'm honored, sir. I'm Dr. Nicholas Van Helsing, professor of proctology and other related tendencies, graduate of the University of Rangoon, and assorted night classes at the Knoxville, Tennessee College of Faith Healing.
You may be a little overqualified for this job.
There you go. Could be a little overqualified is what the guy said. So I guess it's working, huh? By the way, that was played by Jack Elam. A lot of you might not know, but my last name is Elam, and a lot of people want to know, are you related? It's not been proven, but I'd like to think so. Anyway, showed a little Terrible Ted at the beginning, little Uncle Ted, little Motor City Madman, the Nuge himself, and he has a message for us right now, and I believe because I don't care if you care about his politics or what you care about. He's a pioneer. He's been in there since the 60s. He had the Amboy Dukes. He's you know, done solo. He's done Damn Yankees. And he just does what he does, and that's playing guitar louder and meaner than almost anybody. He's a fantastic musician. Iconic guitar licks. How he's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, we all know, because they don't like his politics. But he has an announcement, in case you didn't know already.
This is adios, mofo. This is my last tour. Now, I'll always play music. I got new records I'm going to make. I can't wait to unleash some of these new songs. I got an instrumental called Butterfingers that is just greasy. You can't eat barbecue ever again adequately without the song Butterfingers playing loud next to your brisket. The point being is, thank you everybody for an incredible musical dream. The musical dream will continue, but I'm not going on tour anymore because, Keith, hotels are jail. A hotel room is jail for me. My dogs won't allow me to not spend the day with them, so Happy, Sadie, and Coco will go on the road with me this year, but the logistics are just too complicated when you have dogs and grandkids and kids and so many other things. I'm a political firestorm because I believe in experimenting in self-government. That's how you live the American dream, by demanding constitutional accountability from our elected employees. Well, that's radical. You're damn right it's radical. I'm radical. My music is radical. My attitude is radical. My middle finger is radical. My guitar tone is radical. My dead backstraps are radical. They're stacked up. But point is that the American dream has a soundtrack, and with my unbelievable musicians for 65 years, I have created the most fun, titillating, centrally stimulating soundtrack in the history of the world. This will be, like last year in 2022, Detroit Muscle, this will be the greatest, most intense, tightest, most dynamic, outrageously fun tour of my life. But adios, mofo. Here's a good adage. I think it was Dirty Harry 71. A good man has to know his limitations. I'm physically fit. I can't jump off amps anymore with my fake legs. I'm not going to be swinging from ropes, but maybe I should get a flaming arrow.
Oh, the flaming arrow. I saw him do that with damn Yankees. He got in trouble one time by the fire marshal. But adios, mofo. Another farewell tour announced. And, you know, Ted's up in his 70s. Like I said, he's been doing it since the late 60s. In fact, I'm a story I liked. He got invited to do Woodstock with the Amboy Dukes, and they turned it down because he said he'd done hippie festival before and never got paid. And they wanted to get paid, so they actually turned Woodstock down because they didn't trust him not to pay him. And so, I mean, adios, mofo. There's another one going. And sticking to that theme, let's jump into one of my all-time favorites. Pat Torpey, Mr. Big's drummer, he has passed away. He had Parkinson's. Matt Starr was playing with him. I don't know if he's going to be playing drums with him on the farewell tour or not, but if you ain't guessed now, I put it away. Mr. Big with the
I'll be anything you want, and you want you let. Daddy, your brother, your lover, and your little boy. Gotta face the day, there is no other way to clear the fog inside your mind. Granted, it's tasty, my. Oh, it's our time now. I want to touch each and every one of you. We're gonna get a little closer, as close as we can get. Yeah. Jump into the fire, keep our love alive, and kick it down the door. That's what I'm living for. Rocking side by side. Keep your love alive and kick it. Woo! I've seen it all go down. Your game of love was all laid out. So come on, baby, come on over. Let me be the one to hold you. I am the one with you. Yeah. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on the line, oh, waiting on that line, just to be the next to be with you. Just to be the next to be, yeah, with you.
Oh, the next to be with you. Oh, so many good songs by that band. Oh, they were huge in Japan, and all the people say, hey, we're big in Japan. They really were. Because I remember when I saw them in I think it was Columbus, Ohio. Might have been Cleveland. I want to say Columbus, but it might have been Cleveland. No, I think, yeah, it was one of those places, one of those Ohio places that started with a C. But anyway, they just got back from Japan, and I saw some video, and they played for crowds like what you've seen in that video. I mean, there were like 40, 50, over 60,000 people in attendance, you know, at some of these places. I think there's one festival, there's like 100,000 people there, and all of them hanging on every word, singing every song. And then I saw them in a little club, and I believe it was Columbus, Ohio, and a little bitty club, and I'd say we probably have 200 people there. And it was still the high energy, in your face, loving every minute of what they're doing show. And that's what I love. It don't matter if it was, 20 people or 200 people or 2,000 people or 2 million people there. They give you the same show. And that's some of my favorite musicians. God rest back to the death. Poor Pat Torpey, passed away Parkinson's. I had an uncle pass away from Parkinson's. And I didn't appreciate his drumming until I saw him live. I mean, I knew he was good. I loved it. But I started watching him live, and then Eric Martin, the singer, I always loved his voice. But then when I saw him live, it's like, man, it's such a soulful voice and so captivating. But then Billy Sheehan is, if he's not my favorite bassist, he's like right up there in the top 3, 4. Cause I may put Stanley Clarke, he's a jazz bassist. John Entwistle, I always go to him from The Who, and then it's hard to, you got Steve Harris and Geddy Lee, and, Steve Harris, Iron Maiden, Geddy Lee, Rush, but then Billy Sheehan, though, he's right in there. And I've loved him ever since Dave Lee Roth days. And then Paul Gilbert, I still go back and check out Racer X. That's what he was in first. They were along the same lines as Mr. Big, the shred. But Mr. Big, they're one of those bands that they molded it all together like nobody else I've heard, with the shred and the melodic. And I don't know if there'll ever be another band as good as them. To me, I mean, they are it's just one of my top favorite bands. And I hate to pick a favorite because it depends on my mood and what I'm going into. If I'm in a heavy mood, if I'm in a light mood. And then I'll forget about somebody. I've just been listening to Shooting Star again here lately, and God, if you don't know Shooting Star, you better go. You better find out. You better call somebody. But anyway, that's 2 more farewell tours ends. The Big Finish, Mr. Big, the Adios Mofo from Ted Nugent. I'm hoping to see Ted Nugent again. I've seen him several times, and he never disappoints. He's high energy, high fun. Seen him with Damn Yankees a couple of times. Seen him solo several times. He's open for bands. I've seen him headline. He's always good, whether you agree with his political views or whatever. Like he said in the video, he's radical. He knows he's radical. It's his American right to be radical. And I don't understand why we can't have different points of view and still not. It was always about music before growing up. Nobody cared, COVID's going around. Eric Clapton, people, there were some players, I can't remember their name right now, putting him down because he didn't believe in the vaccines and all that. But you know what? Eric Clapton's still touring. He's going to do another Crossroads. But anyway, and then on that whole line, we'll get into all that stuff. It is Pride Month, and I'm okay. Take pride in whatever you got, whatever you're doing. As I like to call it, the LGBTQT, sometimes Y, XYZ, plus sign, pi, and add it all in there. I don't care. Be proud of whatever. But when you quit having to have a month, a day, or whatever, that's when we're all going to be equal. We're all going to get along. See you rolling your eyes, Gene. No, you don't you be rolling your eyes at me. Okay, I guess we're wrapping it up, and since to show you that I don't care if you're gay, straight, trans. I don't care if you're phobic. I found a song that I like. It's kind of true if you listen to it and you can laugh about it. I'm going to end it on a Gay Pride Month note.
If y'all didn't know it, I'll explain it to you. You're all right-wing bigots if you're not into dudes. We get 55 emails each day before noon, reminding us all that everything's gay in June. Your new Apple Watch, your ball cap from Lids, the Walt Disney Channel's got gay shows for kids. Levi Jeans makes you start hearing the banjos. Skittles make sure we're all tasting the rainbow. As queer as a $3 bill in Elton John's boots. Remember, everything's gay in June. We see all the stickers outside of the stores. It feels like a glitter bomb at your front door. They're selling men's rompers live on QVC. Queer Eye for the Straight Guy reruns on TV. Move over, you straight folks, and give us your children to groom, because everything's gay in June. That Target your wife goes to on County Line, even Buzz Lightyear is full of gay pride. As queer as a $3 bill in Elton John's boots. Remember, everything's gay in June. If y'all didn't know it, I'll explain it to you. You're all right-wing bigots if you're not into dudes. We get 55 emails each day before noon, reminding us all that everything's gay in June.
And there you go. Like I said, be what you want. Let your freak flag fly. Just don't shove it down my throat. No pun intended. But, and that's true. And that's, I think that's what a lot of people get tired of, is you can't turn a corner without it being shoved in your face. No pun intended. But, not that there's anything wrong with that, to quote Seinfeld. But anyway, that's another show. That's another $3 bill. That's my 2 cents, which isn't worth a nickel. But that's okay. We can quit abusing our children in April. We can, celebrate the black person in February, and we can all be gay in June. If you need a month, take it, I guess. I don't. You just be who you are. Be who you are all the time. If you want to be treated equal, don't ask for a special day. You don't need a month. You don't need to be called something American. I guess we're going to be gay American pretty soon. I don't know. Trans American. Maybe I'm just phobic. Maybe I'm just racist. I don't know. I can't keep up with it all anymore. But maybe it's all on the other side of everything else. That might be where everything else is, on the other side. So like, subscribe, comment. Tell me how I'm wrong. Tell me what you would do. But until the next time, I'll see you on the other side.